Oh, it's finally happening. Reigning Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year, Chris Johnston, and his brother, who doubled down in 2024, a two-time Elite Series champion, Cory Johnston. Both of them joined me in person this week on...
I'm Bob Cobb from the Bassmaster. Welcome to Mercer.
Welcome one, welcome all, friends, family, freeloaders, fishing freaks, and of course my humpers. Happy hump day to all of you, and welcome into the Awkwardly Honest Fishing Podcast that goes by my last name, which is Mercer. This is the 178th edition of the Mercer Podcast, and I hope wherever you are in the world, life is treating you well. Speaking of being treated very well, I got to thank all of you guys. We just hit 450,000 YouTube subscribers. It feels like just a few weeks ago I was freaking out about 400,000, but because of you guys, the grow keeps going, and I thank you all for liking, commenting, subscribing, reviewing, stroking the algorithm, and continuing to allow this channel to grow. I thank you all for that, and it only takes a moment of your time to leave a comment, and hey, it can just be a thumbs up. That support is what helps this channel grow, and I thank you all for that. And I'm committed to you guys. I mean, I think I've proved that at this point. I mean, each and every Wednesday, you can count on me being here, talking to somebody, and hopefully entertaining you guys to some level. And this Wednesday is no different. But moment of total honesty, while you're watching this, I'm not here. I'm actually on the water. It's funny, when the Elite Series ends, everybody's like, enjoy your break. And for me, and trust me, I'm not complaining. I love everything I get to do. There isn't much of a break. I mean, we literally leave the Elite Series and it's shifting gears into facts of fishing life and shooting TV shows and that sort of thing. And to make matters worse, I live in Canada where it gets colder and cooler a little quicker. So we're under pressure to get freaking shows shot. So I'm shooting shows this week, but I didn't leave you guys out. I mean, it'd be real easy for me to be like, I'm going to take the week off, guys. I'll see you next week. No, I'm not going to do that to you guys. We have a relationship and a commitment, and I'm committed to it. So this show I recorded before I left. So if there's any craziness that's happened in the fishing world, I might be behind on it. And I bet there is some craziness because it does sure seem like the type of thing that's going around right now. There's a lot of craziness in the fishing world. So if I don't comment on it, it's because we pre-recorded this. But hey, I wanted to make sure I got you a show. I mean, it's no different than leaving your dinner in the fridge. I'm making sure you're taken care of this week. I'm just not going to be there to eat the dinner with you. But I thank you all for tuning in each and every week. This is a fun conversation, and the first one that I've ever done it's not one-on-one, it's two-on-one in person in my bar, my very own personal bar, not sitting here in the studio, but in my bar. And who better to have at your bar than Chris and Cory Johnston? This is a show that I've been promising since it all went down on the Thousand Islands. I mean, they doubled down. Both of them left. I mean, how often in life did two brothers, leave an event with both getting a trophy? And it's not the same trophy. I mean, it's not like a team event. I'm talking they both won something major. Of course, Chris winning the Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Cory winning his second Elite Series title of 2024. And let's travel all the way down to the bar and hang out with the Johnston brothers. So I don't know if this is a great honor or not, but you guys are the first show that we've actually done at the bar.
In-house. I thought maybe you'd hit KVD up or something while he was here.
What do you mean hit him up for something?
A show. Like, he's been here a few times.
Yeah. Well, no, we're usually preoccupied with other things.
Don't blame you.
Like Cory's doing right now.
Yeah, that's right.
So big freaking month for you guys.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe it's been basically, 3 weeks a month now?
Yeah. Super hard to believe, to be honest.
Yeah.
What have we been off? 2.5? Yeah. 2.5 weeks since St. Lawrence. It's flown by. Kids keep me busy. No doubt.
Is it everything you had imagined? I mean, both you two. Like at some point, you must have could you imagine a time when we both leave? I mean, it's hard for both of you to leave an event with a trophy, but you guys did it.
Yeah, honestly, didn't expect it. It's still, I don't think it's still sunk in. That trophy for me is sitting at home. The AOI trophy, like, it really hasn't sunk in because there's been so many greats that have done it, and you don't even really put yourself in that category. To be honest, it just seems surreal. Like looking at that guy's jersey on the wall, KVD. How many times did he win it? Like
4.
I feel like
7.
4 classics.
4 classics.
8 AOIs in total if you include his FLW one, but 7 at that.
So just to be mentioned,
Not horrible.
No, pretty good. Not bad.
in the same realm as him is pretty cool. So no, it's what a way to end the season.
I touched it by accident the other day.
Is that bad luck?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't touch the damn Stanley Cup before you win it, you know what I mean?
Did you touch his Elite ever before you won it?
No.
How did you touch it by accident?
We were doing pictures, and I had about 400 ultras. I don't know. I ended up touching it.
You probably tried to hold it up thinking it was yours.
I handed. Someone was like struggling, and I like helped them with it, and I was like, oh shit.
I think that's going to affect things in the future.
I don't know. We'll find out.
He's gonna finish second now every time.
Yeah.
You want to know a funny thing about touching it? Cooper was at my house all weekend, and we were playing cards or whatever.
Literally all weekend.
Yeah,
He's
like
a habit of showing up.
he's like a sloth too.
Yeah.
Like he does not move. Like he goes hard, or he's out. Like he just lays there in a coma. I have pictures of him sleeping in my house at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the middle of the day, and just out cold. But anyways, we were playing cards, and he had socks on. He stubbed his toe on my trophy. It was on the floor. Then he freaked out. He took his sock off, and he burned it, and he needed a new sock. And he couldn't even touch his sock anymore because it touched the trophy. So he's a little superstitious.
So you're the only one that's going to win again. I mean, you're taking out your competition by just letting them touch it.
Looks that way.
Yeah. Just got to get Gussie to touch it, and that'll be all the Canadians out of it. Yeah.
Does that mean something to you, to be the first Canadian?
No, not really. It was really cool to be the first Canadian to win an Elite. I think that one was like everyone kind of wanted to shoot for, but I feel like there's been a lot of firsts, so I'm just relieved to finally get it done myself, to be honest. Just super cool. I wouldn't have cared if Gussie won it before me, Cooper won it before me, but just to have it's kind of the feat in itself.
Would it meant more to you, Cory?
Yeah,
You think?
I mean, at this point, it's just like whatever.
I feel like the firsts have gotten old.
Yeah,
now
the
it's
first,
just
yeah.
you just want
now you just want more.
Yeah.
You know, like.
But I do want that classic trophy, like that one.
That first matters.
Yeah, that one.
No,
matters.
not even the first. I just want it now.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only thing missing. So
This year is good chance for you guys.
I hope so.
1 in 40, 1 in 50, but
1 in 52.
yeah, it's you never know. I had a good finish there last time on Rayburn or wherever we're going. What's
Ray
it called?
Roberts.
Ray Roberts.
Ray Roberts.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna set up pretty good to be a
It's gonna be
epic event.
a lot of big fish caught. Forward facing.
Yeah.
Is probably going to expose this lake like it's never been exposed before, kind of like Fork last year, right? Those Texas big nomadic fish cruising around.
Looking at them.
Regardless, I think it's going to be good fishing.
It's gonna be good. Last time we were there, the bushes were flooded. Had a hell of a time getting them out, but
Yeah, it was fun. Old school fishing.
Yeah.
Throwing into willow bushes.
I'm looking forward to this one. Should be
Totally
fun.
different time of year, though.
Yep,
It's the time it was supposed to be.
that's right.
Yeah. And if the water's high and they're in the bush, there should be even more in the bushes, which was a lot of fun. But getting them out, like he said, is very tricky.
It was.
What has the response been? I'm scared to almost ask this question. What has the response been since you guys won?
Mixed
Very
emotions.
Mixed emotions.
Views.
Depends how far south of the border you are.
Yeah. That blew up.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievably.
Yeah.
And we were all
Turns
in
out
it.
I'm
Yeah.
an asshole, too.
Yeah, we
just
all
for
are.
just for holding the mic, Dave got through under the bus.
Thanks. Thank you, Cory.
Yeah,
no
Cory
problem.
Cory threw gas on the fire for all of us. But
I really didn't think it was that bad, to be honest with you.
and
I mean, I grew up playing sports where trash talking is not only allowed but encouraged.
Yeah.
And when you do that in bass fishing, apparently it's frowned upon.
but the thing is, amongst all the anglers, everyone laughs about it.
Right.
And like you talked to Robert G, we had a conversation with him numerous times now, and he's great, and he laughs about it, thinks it's funny,
Yeah,
but
like
I don't know, the whole social media
the only
thing blows it
feelings
out of
that
proportion.
got hurt were spectators.
Yeah.
You know, there was no issues amongst fishermen, just spectators. Which, I mean, there's a lot of keyboard warriors out there, Dave.
Yeah, well, and even on the live video when we did it that morning, there was not one bit of negative feedback.
No,
It was when somebody took a little chunk of that and tried to position it like it was something that wasn't,
Right, like-
saying it was terrifying and scary.
Right. Like, did Cory Johnston threaten Robert G? Like, are you guys high? You know what I mean? Like, whatever. It is what it is. But
I don't know. People just want something to complain about on social media, and it gets clicks, it gets views, but they just want to be negative. That's all it is. And I don't know, like whether it's forward facing, anything in fishing, they try and pick out anything negative. Like what happened to the good old days when, hey, so and so did this great job, and people just want to find anything they can negative. And like you said, if we can spin something and make it negative, maybe we'll go make this go viral.
get a few extra views on their social media.
But as far as the drama in the fishing, in our fishing industry, like world, everything's great. Like everyone's like, oh, Robert G must be mad. No, he's happy. We talked to him. We actually thought he was going to come to the party on the weekend. It's like things are fine. Yeah, but people
And that's the thing. Like, neither of us don't like Robert G. We think he's a great guy. You know, he's a guy that I would drink beer with any day. But if you were to read all the comments on social media and all that, it's like they think we hate him. We want to beat him up. Like, no, he's one of the good guys.
Yeah, he's one of the good rookies.
Yeah.
You've heard it all year. People complain about rookies. He's one of the good ones. So I don't know, just a bunch of drama that really wasn't necessary. And he's even getting hate for it too on the other end. And he was saying, he's like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We were both fishing. Like,
Well, and the joke of it is, if three of us finish this and we go fishing, we're gonna trash talk each other the entire time.
100%.
And
it'll be even worse.
and every group of anglers, like I mean, if
you-
something's synonymous with the sport of fishing, it's probably taking pictures and trash talk. Like I mean, that's literally what people do. But when it gets to pro angling, and I don't think it's pro angling. I just think this was a weird situation that
I don't think it helped that we're from north of the border. I don't think it helped, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like we make a living in the States like you and obviously love it, but we're north of the border, so it kind of, I think it added fuel to the fire as well.
Yeah, and I mean, we were joking about it the other night when we had a party. Like, if you want to hang around us, you gotta have thick skin.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I get abused from all my friends, but I have no problem with it. You know, I give it back just as hard as I give it. And I don't know. I don't know if it's a different world that we grew up in or what, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
If we go out there on Skoogog with you and do a little tournament, we'll trash talk the whole time and then have a beer and laugh about it. It's like, I don't know, it makes it more interesting.
It's like hockey. Like, you go out, if you get in a fight, I mean, the odds are pretty good. If you're having beers after, you're going to have beers with the guy that you just, got punched in the face by. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know.
I think it was an internet thing that just, I mean, I think there's a few things that led to it. I think you're probably right, two Canadians winning. But I also think that Robert G had been so close so many times. I mean, he has a passion. It just was
he's a good.
I don't even understand. Yeah. Like, when the hell did Ewoks become so offensive?
I didn't even
any
know
other time in life you call someone an Ewok, you don't. Like, everyone loves Ewoks.
I didn't even know what it was.
I didn't even know what one was.
Come on.
I swear. I've never, ever once in my life watched Star Wars. Ever.
Are you shitting me?
I've never seen Star Wars.
So you called him something you didn't even know what it was.
100%. I seen a meme.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where the whole trash talking. Like, I don't even know what one is.
I can't believe you've never seen it.
I've never, ever watched even 1 minute of Star Wars in my life.
Why?
Out fishing or killing animals or playing hockey, one of the three.
Getting beat up, usually.
It's possible.
That is why he has a lazy eye.
I did get punched out one time in hockey.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
I went to sleep quick and got back up.
I think it was a lot to be made about, I mean, it was just a foolish. Like, I mean, Zona called him an Ewok several times.
That's where it
had
started
an
from.
actual
Let's get
meme.
Zona on
There was
there.
an actual meme that was on
From
the screen
Bass,
of
wasn't it?
him as an Ewok, and there was you as Darth Vader, and
Yeah.
they would play.
And everyone thought it was funny.
It was funny then, but when you said it that morning, it
It
was
was not funny.
sad and terrifying.
Not funny.
And here's where I think sucks. I mean, I think it sucks that your Angler of the Year, Rain, kind of got rained on a
Shit
little
on.
bit. Shit on.
Yep.
I think it also really sucks that, dude, I mean, you do cause some issues at times with your mouth. You're just like me.
Yeah, I ain't scared to.
You don't know how to shut up.
No filter.
Yeah.
I just tell it how it is,
But,
Dave.
dude, you just did one of the most impressive things that we've ever seen. Like, at an event where nobody was going out there, you puked and rallied your way.
did.
I mean, that was an event
Yeah.
where you were like, and you made just one comment, and it. And then we also learned a lot of people don't know who Cory is, and a lot of people don't know who Chris is. You
Half the
guys are
people comment.
interchangeable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how people don't know the difference between us. Yeah.
I'm better looking.
It's up for debate. But no, it's ridiculous. Yeah, people don't realize how nasty, and the camera does not do it justice.
Not
When
even-
you're in
oh,
the
no.
waves.
I've read
cameras don't-
comments like 8 footers, really? Like,
when you get 30 to 35 mile an hour winds blowing across a Great Lake into where you're fishing, they're 7-8 footers all day. Like it
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
matter. Like
day
but the
3 was the worst. Like,
cameras
day
don't
3
do it justice.
was bad. Like, when I was, and I mean, I wish my camera guy was here to, like, because when we were going out there, I'm like, dude, there's going to be a spot that's going to get a little snotty, and then we got a calm run, and then it's going to get real bad. He's like, let's send it. We're going. I said, okay, I'm just telling you. And we came around the corner, and I think he was like, oh, shit. Like, my boat was 3 times. My boat, like, I'm going to the spot, and you're going, like, 8 mile an hour over these rollers. And, like, you see the waves coming, and you're like, oh, my God, this is a big one. My camera guy, the one, was like, oh, my God, that's a big one. And it come up and broke over the top of my boat. Like, that was a legitimate 10-footer.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, I seen 3 waves that day that were massive.
And what people don't realize is he was live scoping how hard it is. Like when we used to fish back in the day, you'd throw a drift sock out or whatever, you'd drag over the spot for 400 yards, drag a tube, and you'd catch one and do another drift. The only way you could catch them was live scoping.
100%.
And trying to hold or position your boat so you can see them, see your bait, it's a nightmare to try and do. I don't think people realize how hard it actually is. And talking to him before he goes out, he's like, I don't even know if I'll be able to get there for one, let alone catch 5. What'd you have, 2 hours to fish?
Yeah.
Like, it was not a easy
sucked.
deal, or you were not confident in catching.
100%. Like, I told him, there's lots of fish. Like, you can come fish right beside me, but I honestly don't know if I can get there or catch them.
You were gambling because
100%
you
I was
also
gambling.
could.
He had nothing to
100%.
lose.
Wasn't in a position to gamble.
I had an option to go to the lake or go to that area he was at. There, like he said, there's tons of fish, but the best bet for me was to go fish the Old Faithful hole, and I had to go fish it. It's the best spot in the river. So that was that.
It was an amazing event. I think. I mean, I left. It was so funny because we crossed the border right beside each other. I saw you wave by on the highway and thought, wow, that was a great event.
Yeah.
And then I turned on my cell phone on Monday morning. I was like, wait a second, there's one weirdo that's upset. Wait, there's more than one weirdo that's upset.
No
Yeah.
kidding. People just wanted something other than forward facing to complain about, I think.
That was the nice thing. For about 48 hours, nobody bitched about forward-facing sonar.
Dave McGarity put a funny one up this morning from, I don't know, some knob from Canada. And he's like, let me read it actually. What did he write? Let me see here. Oh, it's a wrong group chat. But he said, as much as I want to cheer them on as a fellow Canadian, they don't know how to fish. Anyone can stare at a screen, find fish, and throw every bait you have at them until they bite, ruining tournaments. Like,
That's you guys doing that?
is this guy high?
Yeah, all we do is scope.
Only a scoper. That's it.
You guys...
It's just funny. Like, people try and complain about anything.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And I see it, like, not just us, other like guys that you'd consider veterans that made a career fishing before forward facing now. Oh, they're just scopers. That's the only way they can catch them. Well, they caught them before forward facing. They catch them with forward facing. Take it away. They're going to catch them without it. Like, unfortunately, it's the same group of guys that seem to be consistent with or without it. And I'm not saying I'm all for forward facing or against it, but it's the guys that are adverse that seem to do well.
The guys that are willing to adapt. Is
Yeah,
what you're saying?
use it. Yeah, when you need to use it, they use it. If they need to go to the bank, they can go to the bank. It just adapt, and the guys that aren't afraid to use it will do well.
It definitely has become a thing where people want to. It's great, kind of. I don't know, but maybe if there was no forward-facing sonar, it might be something else. I think you know what I mean. Like I just think that's the way the world has become.
Ever since COVID,
There's always something. You're right. It's social media. They want something negative because that's what gets attention now. Anything that, like you said, when they pick apart a 3-minute clip and pick 30 seconds out of it because we think we can cause drama with it, like that picture of me fishing beside G, they don't show us when we're 200 yards apart fishing. They got the picture of us fishing together and they use that to blow it up. And like we talk about it on our podcast with G, it's like, no, he said, like, I drifted down with the current and we just happened to be fishing side by side. And people are like, oh, look at, they're rubbing rails. It's just, they find that little piece and they try and exploit it and make it negative.
And I think the weird thing about fishing is they take what happens and said in other sports. I mean, I'm a big football fan. You're going to see people push limits where they're, you know what I mean? I thought I was out. He said I was in. You know what I mean? You're literally measuring a distance somebody, so there are always going to be different fields, but nobody at the end of it goes back and says, well, no, I mean, you look at how people, and whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, but you look at how people try to get penalties in other sports, and nobody says, oh, that was wrong, but in fishing, it's weird. It's like, here's the weird thing, and tell me this, because I don't know what the answer is, because I'm all about, I mean, the big topic that came out was G's leading, and you're moving in on the leader there, professing, which you were also leading angler of the year at the time. So
and fishing on day 2. And I was honestly too nice on day 2 because I'm like, you know what, I can fish here and then I'll go to the lake. But the whole tournament, knowing I'm fishing there day 3 and 4 before the tournament even starts. Because
that was your plan.
That was my plan.
Because of win, and we talked about it the whole time.
When we were at Champlain, everyone knew days 3 and 4 were nasty. That's why I practiced half a day in the river.
And we specifically practiced
for that.
For the wind. So that's what people don't realize. Like,
there's a lot of strategy. It's not, unfortunately, G just happened to be there. It's just, that was always the plan.
Yeah, and it's been cooked up to some weird plans. People saying that you're out there playing defense.
Yeah.
You've got Angler of the Year on the line, and you're playing defense for your brother who's trying to win a tournament.
People cook, like, I don't know where it comes from. It's ridiculous.
Like one guy that fishes the FLW Tour did a stupid podcast about, like, you don't pull in on the leader on day 3. Like, well, what about day 2? Like, you know, and he's like, I don't do this, you know, I've never done this in my life. Did you see that?
No.
Like, I just want to punch the guy in the mouth.
Well, see, that's
because he says in his podcast, I don't really know, blah, 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 but I know for a fact that you don't pull in on the leader on day 3. And I'm thinking, like, well, he was there day 2. He may even stop there day 1.
No, I drove by it. There's 5 boats on it on day 1. Yeah. I'm like, I'm going out to the lake. So, it's just, but people just don't know what they're talking about.
Just want to get a few views on there.
Yeah, clicks, and they don't realize there's always 5 boats fishing that spot. It's not a 1-boat spot. It isn't, unfortunately, now a community spot, but I don't know. I get sick even talking about it, to be honest. It's in the past, and no one even cares that I fish against that, like, everyone's just...
And we talked about this, too, but what about when Gussie won on the Tennessee River, doing his smallmouth thing?
Uh-huh.
And then we got the Classic there, and there was 2 boats that I know of. Out of the whole... Everyone knew where he caught them. Yeah. Every single person, but there was only 2 boats that actually went there and fished with him.
And they got crucified for it.
No, they did.
Got thrown under the bus. Yes,
a little
they did.
bit, but nothing like
nothing
that.
public.
No, not
right.
like
what. Scenes,
right.
Behind the scenes, there was guys.
Right.
Yes, but that was never publicly.
No.
I mean, publicly, it's painted that nobody messed with Gussie.
Yeah.
And for the majority of the field did not mess with Gussie.
No.
No.
And everyone was fine. And Gussie didn't even end up catching his fish there. He
No.
got him in another spot.
Yeah.
But the people that, like, everyone, like, stayed clear of it because that's where he won 2 years ago. And you basically knew you were giving him a classic, to be honest. Like, the fish were there. And people, like, I tried fishing the other side of the bridge. Gussie was on one side in practice, and I caught some of them, like,
I caught mine shallow, not
On a
far from
point.
where Gussie was.
on a jerk bait.
Yeah. Like, not doing nothing like Gussie was doing, but, like, I found my own stuff, and I'd be sitting there, and there'd be 30 boats waiting for Gussie to go by so they could watch them. Like, it was actually cool to watch Gussie go by in the morning and have, like, 30 boats following him. It's pretty cool.
That's a whole weird thing about the sport of fishing, though. Like, and I love the heritage. I love the notion that we're a different sport or a better sport. You know, you don't. But it's also weird as, like, if you compare it to any other sport, I don't care how big the lead is.
Yeah.
If you start mailing it in any other sport, like literally, like basketball, football, hockey, baseball, at what point have you ever seen somebody be like, well, they got a 3-goal lead, we'll just lay back, it's their lead
Roll over.
to have.
Yeah.
Like, it does seem a little weird.
And that happened before that Gussie's tournament even won. Like, everyone's like, yeah, we're going to stick away from that when that lake's different. If the smallmouth, they're there, he blows it out, right? And everyone knows it. And it's just like, yeah, we're gonna lay off, and it is what it is. But then all of a sudden, it happened to me, and it blew up because it was some rookie that happened to be fishing there, and I was the bad guy. But yeah, well,
it is a weird thing, and like I said, I do hate that it has kind of soiled your victory to some extent. But I don't think that it will long term. I think that it. You know, it's shocking to me because it's been such a big thing to probably the three of us personally and some other people but there's still a lot of people that don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's...
No, like, Zona called me Monday morning, and he's like, I had 2 people call me, like, sponsors, and like, what is going on? And he's like, you know, we talked for 20 minutes, and he's like, there was nothing done wrong. Like, absolutely nothing. Nobody did anything wrong. He said, people are just crazy.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had a good discussion about it, but I don't know. Maybe COVID round 2 will come around and people will grow their man parts back.
No, it did. On social media, it did cause I had a buddy, actually, it's a buddy that you guys know too, that I haven't talked to since, like, high school. And he reached out to me. He's like, you doing okay? I see an uproar, and I'm like, you know, that's not real uproar. That's social media uproar.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know.
That's right.
It's just it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. So, let's celebrate the good stuff. 1 and 3 in freaking Angler of the Year.
yeah,
Pretty friggin' phenomenal.
We didn't even see
good.
that one coming.
Yeah.
To be honest, like, going in the last 2, I didn't think it was going to set up like that, but
No. I was kind of hoping Chris was going to screw it all up, to be honest with you, and I'd have a shot at it.
I didn't think Hamner was going to screw it up, to be honest.
No.
He didn't screw up all year until the last tournament. So, it was an impressive year from him, for sure.
But, I mean, when we were at Champlain, we said if we can get 2 top 10s, maybe top 5s, going into Lake Ontario or in St. Lawrence, we knew what the wind was going to do. And there was only 2 days of practice. And we said if we can, you know, get into that tournament and be within striking distance, like, I was, like, almost out of it.
He
but
was
like,
out of it.
super
I told him he
outside
was.
chance.
Yeah.
And,
But I was hoping, we were both hoping for wind.
right, we wanted wind. We wanted, like, heavy wind because we knew that we could go to that spot and catch them.
And everyone with 2 days, everyone's focused on going, got to go to Lake Ontario, which is the best. But when you go from Waddington, you know you can't make it out there when there's 8-footers timing wise, and unless you know a little back door way to get out like he did. So, anyways, it was unbelievable year. But
And
you
then,
had a
like,
couple bad ones that cost you
I
a
had
chance at
couple
winning
bad
it,
ones.
but I had a bad one. So who knows what next year will hold.
Well, I mean, between the two of you, got 2 wins. An Angler of the Year, I'd say it's pretty freaking Oh, it's stellar year.
Yeah, it was a good year. 100%.
And one ounce away from another blue trophy.
Yeah,
At Champlain.
that's true.
I've been on both sides of that one now. We won by 1/100th
of
an ounce,
Sturgeon Bay.
a big tournament, and I was on the losing end by an ounce this time. So that one hurts. I'd rather Ed won by 2 pounds.
Yeah, 1 ounce is all of a sudden you're like every decision.
100%. The ones that jumped off, the one I weighed in threw up a perch this big, and I was showing it on camera like, oh yeah, this is what they're eating. If you didn't throw that up, that's hindsight's 20/20. But yeah, just little things you could have done different, and you would have won it. But it is what it is.
It's almost like when it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Like I've said it before, like you literally can't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Like the last day, I'm trying to live scope with a transducer that's up on the shaft of my trolling motor and 6 footers, and I mean, it was just a bad situation. And like even my camera guy will tell you, like I was not happy, and I finally like chilled out, seen one, made a cast to it, come up and ate it, and at the time I thought it was like a 4.5 pounder, but it was probably closer to 6. The last day as a first fish I caught. And I said to the camera guy, I'm like, all right, we can do this. We just gotta be calm.
And he's dumb, by the way. He didn't weigh it for big fish. Big fish today was a 5.
But I thought I had 22 pounds. I thought I blew the tournament. Like I literally.
That was on day 1.
Day 4.
Or day 4.
I literally had no idea. That
he came
I
back.
had that much.
He came back to the ramp. He's like, I got like 21 pounds. He was all grumpy. I'm like, oh, okay. It's between G and Trey. And at no point did it cross my mind that he even had a chance at it. Anyways, I didn't see him bag his fish, and he weighed almost 25. And big fish was a 5 1/4. And he said he had 2 4s. Like,
you just made $100,000. You're $1,000.
It's the principle. You've got 1 million smallmouth. When you pull them out of the live, you'll be like, ooh, maybe
that was
like
my good
6.
deed to whoever won it.
Yeah.
On day 1, I asked you, before you weighed in, day 1, I came up and said, how'd you do? Yeah, not good. And then you weighed like 27, almost 28
No,
pounds.
Day 1 was 25.
25 even, I think.
Okay, day 2, yeah.
Which, I mean, it sounds stupid, but...
It is easy to have happen, because they're all...
Well, but it sounds stupid that 25 pounds, to me, isn't a great day out there anymore. Like, that just...
That is dumb.
You know what I mean? It's just... And it's not that, we're that good or whatever. It's just the fish are so big that you literally need bigger than a 5-pound average.
You look at that Thousand Islands Open, the big Canadian tournament. Probably 10 people had over a 5-pound average on day 1 of the tournament. Like, 25 is the old 20 pounds now out there.
Like a few years ago, my buddy and I fished it, and we had 24 it's a 4-fish limit. We had 24 pounds, and I mean, like, that's catching them. We would have had 30 pounds that day, but anything like 26 and above, I would consider a good day now. It's just they're so big now, and they are hard to catch. They are extremely hard to trick now.
I don't know what's going to happen in 2 or 3 years, to be honest. Like, if they're got that smart that quick, I don't know how we're going to catch them in 2 or 3 years.
Last year they weren't that smart.
Look how much pressure they get on.
That's what I mean.
Like,
so
it is
unbelievable. What's going to happen in 2 years?
We've been there a bunch, but like every week.
Yep.
And that's another thing.
It's every single week. Like there was a tournament the week after. I mean, it's getting blistered.
It is.
And that's another thing. Like, Bass does a great job of covering, but Bass Live has now exposed every part of that lake that is good, and people can go out and there's no secrets. Every spot gets roasted, and every fish has seen a lure now. Where 5 years ago, there's a bunch of fish that never seen lures out there.
Yeah, and I mean, Lake Ontario is a giant lake, and everyone thinks, oh, well, the whole lake is full of smallmouth. Well, it's not. The further you go, there's less and less smallmouth they go. It turns into, like, deep salmon trout water.
Yeah.
And there's only so many places.
Right now.
Right.
I mean, there is literally a handful of smallmouth there.
Yeah.
And none of them are, I mean, it's just...
I bet you 75% of the smallmouth population lives, at that eastern basin.
Yeah.
And there's only so many places that are 50 feet of water or less. It's not like Erie out at Niagara Falls where it's a huge flat that goes from 30 gradually out to 50, 60, and you can find rock piles. There's only so many places on Lake O where it's 50 feet or less where the smallmouth even lives. So it's not as big as people think.
Do you think, and I think I know the answer to this, do you think that Bass Live shows too much?
100%.
100%. I think with all the technology we have now, they need to take, and they're putting us on the map, like exactly where we are.
Yeah.
And it's not good for lakes. I will say that. There's no secrets. They need to either get rid of that part. You still have a great show. You don't need it. Or at least do quadrants or something. Like here's a top 10. Some are up on this quarter of the lake. Some are down here. Split the lake up into 4 quadrants or something. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a single elite fisherman out there that would disagree with that.
And I, as somebody who works for Bass, I agree.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I mean, I think Bass Live is just like anything else. They're always trying to improve. And, I mean, they literally invented live bass fishing.
Yeah.
And if you look where it's come from to where it is today, it's amazing. But I think that's a step too far. I mean, just because I don't think it adds, like, there's no time where I'm like, wait a second, this is so much better. They're showing me exactly where they are. I think that appeals to one customer.
Yeah, the people stealing
and
spots.
it's generally the guy who you...
Yeah. The average viewer don't care. The guy
they're
that's watching...
never going to go there.
No, the guy that's watching in Alabama at the Lake Ontario show, they don't care what section of the lake we're fishing. It's the guy that's, I'm going to fish that spot next weekend.
Yeah.
They're the only people that care. And, like, for example, Lake Ontario, we've gone there 6 years now in a row. I've had a camera every day for 6 years.
Yeah.
So what's that? 6 times 4. 24? 24 days I've been out on that show. And every day they've showed every spot I've fished on that map. So I don't have any secrets left. It's tough. They make it tough that way. So that's something I'd love to see them change.
Yeah, locations, I think we could get a little bit more back with locations.
Yeah, and I think they're more accurate than they ever have been on locations. Like, it is right on the map where you're fishing.
Yeah.
And with forward facing, people get that area, you can literally go and scope around, be like, oh, there's some rocks over here, and there's the fish. You can find it even easier.
It ain't rocket science anymore.
And what people don't realize, our lakes that we fish up north, it's not like at Toledo Bend or something where you fish 12 months of the year, the fish are always moving in different spots. People don't get it. Our fish live in these same spots
like
every
that one
year.
Big boulder don't move.
Yeah, and the fish are always on that same spot. It's not like they move from July to September. There's only so many spots. You can't just, I'll go to another spot. No, there's only a couple that they live on. They go to the same spots every year, and that's why they're getting so smart.
Do you think it's funny that you, at the beginning, you talked about how you guys were classified as scopers? And I would imagine, not to answer the question for you, but eliminating scope gives you guys a much better advantage, especially on that fishery right away. Does it not?
I mean, I would think so. I mean,
yeah, 100%.
Live scopes.
100%.
I mean, there's no one that fishes the elites and knows it better than we do. And
Live scope made it easy to find all the spots we used to fish.
Right.
Yeah.
We used to go out on Lake Ontario, if we're using that as an example, and you'd pick your day. It was dead calm, sunny, and you could see from 12 to 20 feet. And you could go and you'd find a boulder, but the big thing was like a light patch or something. Those spots are now, someone just drives over with a trolling motor, looks like, oh, there's a fish or two. They don't know what's down there, but it's like it's a clear spot. And all those spots are gone, and we used to love catching them shallow, and I love for that to come back.
I heard it a few times, like, there was nothing out there. I just, there was a bunch of fish on it, and they don't know what's down there. It's actually a clean spot that they can't see. And, that's what we would drive around for hours looking for. And now, like you said, you just scope around. There they are, and now you just got to
and don't
catch
get me
them.
wrong, it's great when we go to a new lake that we don't know.
Yeah.
It's easy to find them.
Yeah.
It works both ways. But if you were saying, would we have a better chance with or without it on Lake Ontario, with no live scope, it helps us there. But when we go to someone else's backyard, it's going to help them. The locals have more of an advantage, I would say.
I think what it also does in smallmouth is you can relocate them so much quicker now.
Yeah.
Like before, you don't hear the stories near as much as, I caught them one day and then I went back and they were... So they don't generally move that far, but it's impossible to relocate them without that technology.
It is. I mean, that's one thing that the little bit of advantage we have is when the wind switches, they move and we know where they go.
Or if it was super sunny and dead calm for 2 days and they're not out in 15 to 20 feet.
We know where they go.
Guess where they go. Like, that's where we want to catch them. But, that I think local knowledge plays more of a factor without it is all. So,
What do you think they should do with it?
It doesn't matter what you say, you get crucified either
you're
way.
yeah,
it does. Honestly, and I don't care. I'm someone that I don't care if you tell me to use it or not. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go fishing, and I'll catch them on it. And if I'm not using live scope, I'll catch them without live scope.
No,
I don't
not
care.
from what the comments say you won't.
Yeah, apparently I'm a scoper. But even though I won a no scope tournament this year,
But that was because there was no good fishermen. I read a couple of the posts on it.
yeah, Andy Morgan's terrible.
Yeah, he's
He's
brutal.
no good at all.
Yeah, Andrew Cook.
Yeah.
One of the best bed fishermen. Yeah, Gussie was. Yeah, that's. There's always something people make it negative, but I really don't care about forward facing. We can have it. We don't need it, and just gonna go out and catch some fish.
I think that's the future too, though. I think that it doesn't matter what the leagues do. You're gonna have leagues that don't have it. You're gonna have leagues that do have it. You're gonna have different.
Yeah.
But I think it's forever gonna be a comparison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the NPFL's announced they're not doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Forever, every single tournament, people are gonna say, "Well, yeah, but if they could have scoped, they would have got this,"
Yeah.
and vice versa.
Negative. It's gonna be negative again.
Yeah, and which it shouldn't be.
No.
I mean, because
you think if Bass keeps it, there'll be guys drop out and go fish MPFL?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of people who hate it that much.
Yeah.
But
I just don't think NPFL has the platform to maybe support them or their sponsors. That would be the only reason they didn't go.
yeah, I mean, I think that. Again, I just don't think anybody's satisfied no matter what it is.
I agree.
Like, me as somebody, literally, I have zero opinion. I don't care.
Yeah,
Like, to
neither
me,
do I.
I just yell stuff when you guys catch fish.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I have zero opinion. But by saying I have zero opinion, people will go in the comments and be like, he's just got no opinion because he's paid off by the man. Just like every question I ask you guys this week, well, he's only asking him that because he loves the Johnston brothers and you're the only people I want to win.
Yeah.
I think this is the world we live in now. It's weird. It's sad, but ultimately, I don't know what the right decision to make is. Like,
I don't envy Chase and Bass for the decision they have to make. Like, no matter what, they can't win. So that's the big thing, and they know that. Probably sitting back there, and they're weighing each side. Personally, what I think will happen is they will limit transducers, one a boat, which will not change anything the way people live scope, I think, and we'll have live scope. That's just I have no idea what they're going to do, but that's just what I think is going to happen.
I would love to see them do the half and half. Half tournaments with it, half without it. And I mean, that keeps everyone happy, you know. So the guy that can catch them with it, the guy can catch them without it, is going to win the AOY.
do you think we'll lose anglers if Bass says...
Maybe one or two. I don't think. I mean, for the most part, Bass is Bass, right? Like, it's, you know, and I don't think we will.
It'll be interesting. I'd hate to think we'll lose anglers. I think that it doesn't matter, though.
Yeah.
Because, prime example, Rick Klum just retired.
Yeah.
He is 78 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He has openly said it kept me in the sport longer, live scope, because it's intrigued him. Like, he's open. He said that on this very podcast. He said, and you never hear him say this, he said, that pisses me off, was his exact words.
Yeah.
That people say that. People still think he left because of forward-facing sonar.
If I'm fishing when I'm his age, shoot me. Because, like, he did it.
I don't know if I'll
great
make
for
it
him.
to 70.
Great for him, but there's no way I could do it that long.
No, he's a machine.
It's impressive what he did.
It is.
Yeah.
It is impressive, but I just think that it doesn't matter. People will say that so-and-so left because of this, so-and-so left because of that.
And some of those older guys that might retire, they're all going to blame it on forward-facing when they're probably ready to retire regardless. So,
it's just a weird time in the sport, and I don't know how it gets. I just, the one thing I go back to is if youth likes it, that's what happens. Like it's.
And guess what? There's 200 people lining up to take all of our jobs and get into fish, right? It's not like there's no demand to get in our sport. So, and I think the bottom line is there's people that
we're all replaceable.
Yeah, they're waiting to get in.
You can try and take a stance against it, but I mean, another opens guy is going to come right up, take your spot, and you're forgotten about. So.
Yeah, I mean that's the truth about everybody. I mean that's the whole
it's life.
I always say youth is undefeated. It doesn't matter what you think. I mean, there's some kid right now that's going to take everybody's job eventually. It's just weird to me that this has been I think it just explains what we started talking about with all the controversy of you guys doing what you guys did, winning what you guys won. That became controversial. Everything. It just seems like now everything is
and
freaking debate.
And the worst part is, it's not going to go away.
No.
That's the worst part. It'd be like, okay, Bass is going to make a decision, and it is what it is, and everyone just be quiet and go fishing. It's not going away. Everyone is still going to complain no matter which way it goes. So it's just, I don't know how you win.
Yeah, the days of people being happy for other people, I think, are over.
Or just going fishing.
Like just going fishing, having fun, and I mean...
Why? Why do you think they're over?
Because of social media. It's strictly because of social media. People can go on social media, say what they want. There's no repercussions. They can just say whatever they want, do what they want. It's not like the old days where, no one's going to walk up to you and, tell you what they think because they might get punched in the mouth. Seriously, though. I mean, you know what I mean? That there's no repercussions. It doesn't matter. People can do what they want, say what they want, be a different person online.
Or even make a fake account.
Like a lot of them do. Like,
just a lot of those.
Like, what's the point? No one knows who you are, and you want to just, like, why?
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the Pat McAfee show, and a thing that he did when he was still, before ESPN, when he was on the internet, but a thing that he did during COVID, as businesses started opening, it was like, I want to remind you people that if you say the things you've got used to saying, you will get punched in the face. They would have like a highlight reel of people just getting punched at like baseball games and stuff like that.
That's right.
People have got comfortable. But other times, actually, I can tell you there's some good social media because you can track back and see things. And I'm going to track back and show you something because, Cory, I got to give you credit for one thing. You, my friend, called your shot.
I feel like I got another one coming this year.
Really?
Dude, but it won't be on the St. Lawrence because I'm going to win that one. I feel like it will be on the St. Lawrence, Dave.
There you go.
No, disagree.
Look, his head's not going to fit through the doorway.
I mean, why wouldn't it be on the St. Lawrence, Chris?
I'm going to win it. So he's not. I'll decide.
That's
I
good.
mean, you called your shot.
Yeah, I mean, I did feel like it was going to happen. I mean, I was
pumping his tires.
I was like we were talking about earlier. Him and I know that place so good, and I mean, if I don't win, I'm not happy.
Yeah,
like it's just, and I don't mean that to be arrogant.
No, but you guys were like that week. I felt like there's a different vibe when we go to St. Lawrence River.
Yeah, like I get more
You're there
nervous
to win.
about
A lot
that.
of other tournaments, you're happy you make it top 10, 5, great. But that's our backyard. Like,
yeah, it's like Leon Fork.
Yeah,
it's like I get more nervous for the St. Lawrence than the Classic, and that's
really?
Like I swear it's just because all of our friends are there, and we're expected to do good, and I mean we want to do good, and I mean if you don't, it's just that much more disappointing. Whereas if you're at the Classic, I mean you're shooting to win it, but
no one expects
you to win it, right? So it's
if you're not in contention on the St. Lawrence to win, everyone's like, why'd you suck?
Yeah,
like what happened to you? It's like, and people don't realize how hard it actually is, and especially now, to do well in the St. Lawrence. But they think the 5-pounders just hop in the boat, and there's a lot more to it. But, anyways.
Well, I mean, and if you look at both your guys' records, you have great records to be in the top 10, but you've won 2 there, or 3 if you include an Open. You know what I mean? From Bass. I mean. Never mind all the others. There's a lot of others you guys have won there.
And that's part of it, too. The other ones that we've won there, you remember, like the Kingston Open days. Well, you weren't happy unless you won that tournament. That's just the way it was out there.
Yeah.
You're going to win.
Do you guys ever stop to think of, and I think about it all the time. I got asked a bunch of different questions about what you guys accomplished from different media and the effect that it has on the future of Canadian anglers. Like, I think it's, you have to, I mean, dude, I remember people, will a Canadian ever compete in Bassmaster? And for years, people were like, yeah, I don't think so. And then it was like, yeah, maybe they can compete. And now, I mean, you two were the most dominant anglers on tour this year. Really, I mean, with a first and a third for Angler of the Year, 2 wins, almost 3. I mean, the only angler that's even in contention is Trey McKinney. Of the dominance of this season, do you think of how you're affecting young anglers?
I don't think every once in a while, and it's pretty cool that there's a couple guys in the opens, and there's a good chance there'll be another Canadian Elite Series next year, which that is really cool. But yeah, I don't know. I think a lot more people think, hey, there's potential to maybe go do this as a career. Whereas when we grew up, everyone was like, you can't fish and make a living in Canada.
Well, I told my old man I'm gonna go fish tournaments. He's like, "Are you high? Like, what's wrong with you?"
Yeah. But I think we've opened up the door that, hey, you can do it.
Yeah.
And I do think it's a big factor. Gussie was a big part of it. Now Cooper, I think we've all kind of blazed a trail for future Canadian anglers.
People just know that it's possible now. Yeah. You know, I don't ever look at it like, you know, we're changing the way Canadians view whatever.
We've opened people's eyes that you can do it.
We definitely opened people's eyes for sure.
And we didn't know at the time that we'd be able to do it. No. Like, it was, we started fishing Toyota Series from our Canadian stuff. We started Toyota Series I was 18. I don't know how old you were, 22 or something. And we did it out of our own pocket through tournament winnings from Lake Scugog, your backyard, and saved up money from tournaments and then put that towards Toyota Series. And we did that for 5-7 years, had success there, and we paid for our FLW tour through Toyota Series winnings.
And even our dad,
we didn't have big sponsors to do it. My dad wasn't like, I'm going to pay for your entry fees.
And he wouldn't let us do it until we actually made enough money that we could go do it, not cash a check, and still be all right. You know, we had to work.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like we just, you know, got a bunch of money handed to us and went and fished and, you know.
And if we were losing money, he'd be the first one to be like, hey, you're done. Go back to fishing on your home lakes and go get a job and
he was
start making a living. Because it had never been done. He didn't think it could be done.
And he had no idea. Because, I mean, I don't even know if internet was huge then, you know. He didn't know how to turn still doesn't know how to turn a computer on. So he didn't know what happens on the other side of the border, like how big it actually is.
Or the sponsor potential.
Right. And sure, we all sit there, watch the Bassmaster Classic on television and all that, but, I mean, until we started going to the U.S. and doing well, I think then he was kind of like, oh, okay, well, maybe. So we pursued it.
I think every parent's probably the same, and you guys probably feel it now, and your kids are still very young, but you just want your kid to be safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, sure, you grow up and you think, I want my kid to do this or that. Ultimately, you want them to be safe and happy.
Yeah.
So when your kid takes a risk, there's worry involved.
Sure. And I think, I don't know if it was you that asked me, do I want my kid to be a professional bass fisherman? Yes, but I want him to have a career first. And it's probably exactly what you're saying. It's a safety thing.
Yeah.
Because you're not guaranteed anything in this industry. So I want him to have, maybe not go to university, but he better have some sort of career. And then you can
hopefully
go fish
they're all better athletes than we were and can play a sport that pays more.
I should get them into golf or something.
Yeah.
Oh, God, golf is the best.
Yeah.
Even if you're not
Tennis.
really good, you still do very, very well.
Yeah.
What's the difference competing on the elites like you do now and those tournaments on Scugog, on Tri-Lakes, on Rice Lake growing up?
We still go, you know how competitive we are. If we go in a tournament in our backyard, we're there to win. Yeah. And we have fun doing it, but it's not laughing and joking. It's like, hey, we're serious, and there's usually $5,000 on the line. We're there to win. And then once the tournament's done, go have beers with all the guys. It's nice to see all our buddies, but...
And that's one of the nice things about coming back home is you make friends with a lot of these guys. Like, sure, back in the day, you know, they probably didn't like us. Everyone thought we were cheating,
you guys
whatever.
were
and-
cheaters.
Now they're all our best
Now
buddies.
they're all our best buddies, right? So it's it's funny how the whole thing come around, and I take the kids out in the odd Wednesday night, or that Wang puts on or whatever, and it's just fun. Like it's just
and it's cool that a lot of people like seeing us show up now, because for a while back before we did
I know
this,
dudes who didn't fish tournaments you were in.
they were like, "Oh, they're here. We're not fishing."
Yeah.
It's like, and now everyone's like, "Oh, they're here. And if we can beat a Bassmaster Elite Series Pro, we're good." Like if they finish 10th and we're 9th, they are high-fiving and having fun, and
they
I'll
let
be
us
the
know when they beat us.
And I'll be
Oh,
the
yeah.
first.
They let us know.
We'll be the first one to shake their hand. Good job and have fun. But it's nice that happens now.
Yeah.
People are just happy to fish against us because we're at the top of our game doing the elites. So that's cool.
It is so weird. The trends, like I think every pro angler almost goes through it where, like if you're really making it, your local, I mean, literally every pro in the elites, I've heard stuff from their locals. Like when they first started, oh yeah, he's not as good as you think or whatever. Then a few years later, they're like, yeah, oh yeah, we've always had his back.
Yeah, we taught him one or two things back in the day. Yeah.
It's weird. It's
No,
weird.
you're exactly right.
Where do you think the future of the sport is?
I don't even know.
Hopefully we can get some non-endemic sponsors somehow. I don't know who's going to break through and do it, but I don't know, get some of those golf sponsorships where a lot of the guys that finally do make it can make a good living at fishing, because you see it all the time. Like how many guys actually, even on the Elite Series, make a good living, can support their family out of the 100 guys we fish against? I don't know, 30? And it'd be nice that everyone that qualifies can like take the stress of having to pay the bills at home off their back and just go fishing.
It would be super cool to
that's
see.
Easier said than done.
To see a list of you could never do it, but a list of all the expenses that every elite
a total blank list, no names on top. Everybody tell the exact truth, what you cost.
Yep, exactly what we spent, what our entry fees were, what our sponsor dollars are, how much you make, and see,
How many people are in the green?
How many guys truly make a good living that they can support their family?
So
it feels like it's gotten harder though.
100%.
Like, is it just the number of anglers?
I think it's so saturated. The social media, like a company now, instead of paying an Elite Series angler $20,000 for their company for the year, whatever it is, they can go get a bunch of high school kids that have social media, college kids, give them some product,
YouTube,
save a bunch of money, and say, give me this many posts, and they're more than happy to do it.
Oh, and there's the YouTube. You know all about YouTube followers. They get more hits than probably most Elite Series guys get on their social media.
Yeah.
So companies are like, oh, we got to do this too, and it is what it is. But I don't know how you ever break through that next market, getting the non-endemics to get on board with bass. Hopefully, it has something to do with the television. I think Chase Anderson was saying they're gonna have more coverage on TV and live and stuff next year than they've ever had.
But that's great. But how does that help us?
Hopefully, the non-endemics, they want TV. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. It's been $100,000 to win a tournament for how many years?
A long time.
And entry fees aren't going down. So
part of the reason, though, and I'm not defending anyone, but part of the reason is you look at some of the like I keep saying bass should be paying $150,000 for first place, because and how they can do that in a heartbeat like that is take that
50 to 75.
50 to 75, $2,500 to each person.
Couldn't agree more.
That's $50,000.
Couldn't agree more.
That gets given away and it's not given away because guys are paying. Trust me, I will one day lose my job for fighting for anglers, most likely. So I have your guys back all the time. But if you look at that was voted in by anglers that we should do this.
Right.
But the problem with that is that Bass doesn't get credit for it ever. Like nobody says, "Oh, they're paying that $50,000." Like they could, if they tomorrow said we're paying $150,000 for first, people in media would be going nuts. So if you take that $2,500, that's $50. You can pay $150,000. And the thing that blows me away, like I just think Bass needs to start thinking about it, like because. Dude, guys even refer to it as the loser check.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't. That $50,000.
It's a pat on the back.
But like you said, and I think we talked about it a little bit, is $2,500 to some people is a ton of money. And,
Yeah.
I mean, when we're forking out $5,000 for entry fee, you know, we're spending.
You're
X
probably
number of dollars.
$7,500 to each tournament, roughly. By the time you get
Right.
their expenses, and you're fishing for on the like a $10,000 check. Well, it's not. You do the math. It's like that doesn't work out
Right.
very well when you're just looking at winnings. But I'm with you.
I'm 100% with you, too.
Bass should pay $150, and they're the leader in the sport. They're the biggest name. We should have the biggest payouts. And I also think the Bassmaster Classic needs to get up over that 300's been at forever.
Yeah.
And it's the biggest fishing event of the year. It should be the biggest paid. So I'd like to see that get up. And I heard anglers throwing around things at a meeting that maybe we charge $2 to everyone that gets into the expo. If it's 100,000 people, put the $2 in the pot. But there's lots of different ideas. But I would just like to see it at as the highest paid tournament as well.
Yeah.
And it's easier said than done.
No, and I mean, that's the same prime example of what happens. I remember when that was voted from 500 to 300. And they had a vote that involved everybody that fishes the Elite Series. Not everybody who qualifies for the Classic. So if you have a vote, at that time there was like 115 people in the Elite Series. Mm-hmm. So if you ask 115 of them, do you want, because the difference was we're going to pay $10,000 to 50th, but to do that, we're going to drop the Classic to 300. So it's easy to see why that got won.
Yeah.
I mean, because if there's 115 people fishing, 60 of those people probably generally don't make the Classic. Yeah. So they're obviously going to go for the 10, you know.
Right, yeah. And just a paycheck because
Yeah.
you got bills to pay. Your guaranteed paycheck it's you can't win.
No.
You can't, even with the fishermen in our league, when we have a vote, it's 50-50 on the vote.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, Bass has to make the decision.
Well, and Bass is a business too. Bass needs to make money. And on that I understand. I mean, I get that. But, I mean...
You want another Coke?
No, thanks. You have a sugar high.
Yeah, and I think vote, in some ways, I think votes are a great way to make sure half the room feels like they lost.
And that's, at the end of the day, Bass has to make the decision that's best for their business and what they think's best for the anglers. Because the vote,
and
for the most part,
none of this internet voting. Get in a room and you walk to that side and you walk to that side so everyone can be there.
But then it's 50-50.
Doesn't matter. At least you have to do it in person. I hate those internet voting.
Why you think people should have to own up for their
100%.
vote? Like,
yeah, I do. But that's just me.
well, we'll see. I mean, I think part of the problem with it is there's so many pro anglers, so many people pull it. Like if you look at Davey Height's day, I mean Davey, there was 2 circuits.
Yep.
There was 50 guys in each circuit for the most part that were really
Yep.
driving media. I mean, it's the same with TV shows. If I look at the freaking money that Bob Azumi made in his day, like I was joking with him at iCast about it. I'm like, dude, he was telling me some of the deals that he would get. But I mean, there was 3 TV shows.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Sure.
There was 3 truck companies.
Yeah.
And there was 3
Yeah.
beer companies. And they were
Now it's just too diluted.
very diluted.
Yeah. And the same with sponsor, yeah. I agree. Zumi came to the party. It's nice to see him.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised.
Zumi likes to party.
Yeah.
Tell me about the freaking Derby boys. I mean, I was so excited, and we had a nice podcast together.
Yeah.
We created some excitement.
Oh,
I have episode 1 sitting on my phone.
Episode 2, you mean?
Episode 2. That was like the intro, but this is the first.
Oh,
real
this is the
episode.
first full episode.
Full episode. Yeah.
When's it coming out?
Well, we're waiting on Maddie.
Okay, well, what party you thought Matt was the right guy to put in charge of the internet?
Matt? I don't know.
Matt's locked out of his social media. Is that
No, he's back on. He's back on. He wants to get the second episode done, and then we'll have more of a release schedule. But
I think you just get it out there.
I'm on the same page.
People liked it.
I know, and it's gonna be funny.
There's some epic stuff coming.
I can't wait to watch the St. Lawrence River one, to be honest.
Yeah.
That one's probably more low key because the problem with the last one, especially, is we kind of got split up,
Yeah.
and you have to be in the same house to do it properly.
Yeah.
So we'll probably have to regroup and go at it hard next year if we get these episodes out and people like them. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
As long as no one gets canceled.
Yeah, who would have thunk the Derby boys could come out and the closest to getting canceled anybody gets is when you called a guy
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
Like, there's a lot of stuff was said on that episode of Derby Boys.
Yeah, I don't know what you're
Nobody
talking
said
about.
anything. Nobody said.
No.
Like, I was amazed. Remember, I said
was
to
all
you,
positive,
I saw
yeah.
it before, and I was like, it's good. You're going to get some pushback from some people.
I don't know that we got any.
Zero. I had a couple of people that listen to the podcast every week that were like, yeah, it's a little too much. But I'm talking like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But they were like, I get what they're doing. Like, they didn't
Yeah.
hate it. They just were like,
Yeah.
it's not really my thing.
Or
Which is
maybe
fine.
just don't let your kids watch it.
Yeah.
Right.
But then,
Yeah.
little did we know.
Hopefully we'll have it out by the end of this week.
That's
'Cause
the plan.
We'll get on Maddie, and even if we don't have episode 2 done, we'll push it this
He's
week.
busy living his best life, going
He
to
is.
fairs, shooting doves in Texas. He's got no time for us.
Why is he shooting doves? That's
Well-
just what he wants to do.
I think he's down there with Boss shot shells.
Okay.
He's
Isn't
working.
that who's doing the tattoo for him?
Yeah, I think this is where
$7
a lot of this
grand.
comes from. Is
Is he getting another?
$7,000. He says he's getting a tramp stamp.
Oh right, for
That
wasn't
says
it Dollar?
Dollar General, not
Dollar-
Dollar General. Dollar General.
I forgot about that. Is he
about
still
that.
doing that?
He says $7,000. He's
Oh,
getting it.
jeez.
I'm like, dude, I think 7. I mean, that's part of your problem. Anglers aren't making money because anglers aren't charging enough. If you're going to face a part of your body for the rest of your life,
Yeah, it would take a lot more than $7,000 to get me to do that.
Oh jeez.
I mean, a tramp stamp. And
It's not
a
coming
lot
off.
of people could have a tramp stamp and you're not going to see, but if
And
you
his-
look at
when he-
Matt,
I mean,
his
you don't
ass
know.
shows a
When he
lot.
bends over, he's got the whole thing
Hey,
showing.
maybe there's a lot of dudes that'll get to see it. I don't know.
There will be some people seeing it.
Yeah.
I can't wait till Lynn sees it.
What does Len think of all this? He's pretty cool with it all now, right?
With what?
With just your success. I mean, when you guys made the move to Bass, I remember him saying to me, I don't know if this is the right move for them.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
it cost us more, and
Yeah.
we were doing
Cost
well
us
enough.
more, and FLW called and tried to
Not
make
bad.
us a good deal to stay. And,
Did they?
Yeah. And like a really good deal.
That wouldn't have been a good deal long term.
No. And that's
Hindsight, yeah, we probably did the right thing.
And that's where Chris and I kind of pushed back a little bit on that one. And we're like, no.
But it was always said to us, if you want to just make a living, FLW was fine. You could pay the bills, but Bass had more expenses, more travel, but your sponsorship was way more. Like you got a
You're
bigger
way more
platform
valuable at
elevated,
Bass.
and we're not sure on it. But once we went over, like one sponsor in particular is like, oh, we need to get you on our team, and well, I was like, well, we reached out to you back when we were with FLW, like, oh, we don't really care about that. Now that you're on Bass, like, let's get you on board and stuff. It was pretty cool to see, and
Well, our old man was blown away.
that was like
Yeah.
literally in the first. I think it was the first tournament we were fishing against Clun, so that was awesome to see. And
Yeah.
100%, like just the platform was that much bigger, and sponsors saw that as, hey, we can do more for you now. So
It was cool that your mom was there for that weekend. Too.
Oh, she
She
loved
had
it.
never been. Like, she kept saying to me, they never win when I'm here.
Yeah.
And then you guys both won that week.
Yeah,
So,
made her happy for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's really cool, and a lot of Canadians over there came to see us. So yeah, it couldn't happen at a better place. And when I won, it was 3 people, and they all worked for Bass at
Yeah.
the stage.
yeah. Nobody was
No-
even allowed to stand
No.
in front
No.
of the stage.
No.
You probably had to wear a mask on the stage.
Oh, dude, every time I see, if I put like a water bottle on the stage, somebody somewhere will be like, get the water bottle off the stage. Because I can't have, God forbid, people see me drinking a water. And I look at all the victory pictures of you, I'm got a mask on, I'm thinking, and there's a giant tub of hand sanitizer. It was a strange
Crazy.
time.
Yeah.
It was. It was a strange time.
All for nothing, Dave.
What?
What?
All for nothing.
All for nothing.
COVID.
Wow. Oh boy, here he goes again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the plan for 2025?
I don't know, win more blue trophies.
We're not done 2024. It's hunting season. Let's be serious. By the end of fishing season, I'm like getting burnt out. Like I need a break from it, and that's kind of when we do hunting. Like we got a moose tag this year. Gonna go to Thunder Bay, do some moose hunting, and then chase whitetails around here. And by the time November comes, I'm sick of chasing deer. They make me mad, and I'm ready to go fishing. So
December.
Well, yeah, end of November. I'm usually mad because I haven't killed one. And then, yeah, it's fishing season and getting the boats rigged.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good way to spend life. I think that's the other thing that gets missed. Where everybody, like, yes, we're not golf. We're not friggin' NASCAR. We're not anything like any of those.
Yep.
But we're still this.
Yeah.
Which is still the, if you ask me, like, I mean, I can make the same comparisons too. If I had the same job in the PGA as I do in bass, you know how much more money I'd make? If I had the same job at the NFL, you know how much more money I'd make?
Sure.
But this is what I love.
Yeah, and
Same with us.
we get downtime. Hey, we can pay the bills. We get downtime, and it's hunting, and it's with the kids. Like I'm going right now. The kids got a hockey tryout, and they're going everywhere. So we get to spend time with them and take them out in the woods, and it's only getting better for us as they get older. So having this job, it sucks a little bit being gone, but then on the back end, we get to spend so much time with them at home. So
Yeah.
It's good.
catch 22.
And they're all right into the fishing, the hunting, the hockey, and
They are so much like you guys were
It's-
when you were little.
it's
Like,
Yeah,
even more so like than we were. Like
they're yelling at me after the St. Lawrence after he won. Like, can you take me out fishing now?
Yeah.
Like, can we just go out for an hour on the river before we go home?
it's the last thing we want to do is go
Yeah,
fishing.
Not
but
right now, but then we go home the next day.
Yeah.
We're out on Rice Lake taking them out smallmouth fishing, and so it's all about them when we're at home now too. So,
yeah. Well,
so
that's
it's good. And go ahead.
No, you're good. Go.
No, and I'm just saying it's all about them, and we get to do stuff we love with them now.
Yeah.
So it's awesome.
we go golfing now. It's we take them. The oldest ones anyway. The youngest one, I don't know if I'd trust him with a golf club.
Not yet.
Corey's youngest kid is payback to him because he is going to be a little terror. And I love watching it when he gets him mad.
I mean, your kid's not much better. The youngest one.
He
The two of them.
He doesn't beat his head off the wall, though.
Wow. Yeah, he gets a little angry sometimes.
I wonder where he gets
He's got
that
a lot
from.
of his mother in him.
I find it hilarious because different anglers bring kids on the stage, and some of them are they'll just. Your kids like really seem to want to be on the stage until they're on the stage,
Oh, yeah.
and then they don't want to do anything. They just want to.
They just want to stand up there and wave
Yeah.
on the stage. Yeah.
Yeah, and we get in crap if like they now go to term like we're going on stage, and if you tell them no, it's a whole nother night. It's a mess.
That's a problem. So it's best just to go with it.
Yeah.
And my youngest or my oldest, he wants to hold a bass on stage now. He's at that age. Let me hold one. I'm like, you know what it's like holding a 6-pound smallmouth on stage. It's gonna hit the cement and it'll just be a mess. But so every day you see him on stage, he's kind of mad because I'm holding the fish, and you can see it if I look at the pictures. He's got like a half smirk on. The last day I let him hold a 5-pounder. He's got the biggest smile in the world on there because he got to hold the fish for the picture.
And
So-
Jack seen Beckett hold one, so he had to hold one that day. It's just a big.
but it's fun.
It's cool. It's I think, I mean, obviously being a little older than you guys, my kids being older, I've gone through it, and you see, like, you regret everything you don't get to be there for.
Yeah.
But I am still very much like you guys are. Like, home time is their time. Like, when
Yeah.
I'm home,
That's right.
and I have buddies who work 9 to 5, and
Yep.
they still don't spend as much time with their kids because Monday night is
That's right.
softball,
Yep.
Tuesday night is poker. They've got all these different things that they do, and their kids are
Yep.
never.
Yeah.
And I think your life, you're always going to live with. I think everybody who does what we do live with regrets
Sure.
not being there. But all my
Sure.
buddies who have jobs where they've never left town are like, man, I've never traveled anywhere.
Yeah,
So
and I think if our kids go down the same path as we went, they'll be like, oh, I get it.
yeah.
Like, I don't think they're old enough to understand that, we got to be away to make a living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, look at a truck driver, look at
A lot of people who got to be away that have a lot
For sure.
tougher gig.
And we try and come home every chance we get. We're not gone from February till June.
Yeah.
If we go to Texas for 2 back-to-back and we have a week off, we'll fly home, leave a truck and boat somewhere and fly home, and so we can get home and it's just for the family time. So,
What's the long-term plan for you guys? Think you do this for...
not till when Rick Clun did it, I can promise you
but
that.
I bet you when Rick Clun was your age, he said he wouldn't do it till then either.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, when my kids are old enough and they're playing sports, they're playing hockey, you know, I'm going to want to be there to watch. I mean, it's hard to say. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for it.
As long as you can make a good living at it, and the big thing is be
Being
competitive.
able to compete is the biggest thing.
Like when you're not competing anymore,
When I'm getting my
you look
brains
at it.
beat in.
You look at it like other sports. It's probably time to retire.
Yeah.
Right. So, and the big thing, I don't know, trying to put money away now and invest it into something for the future so you can retire. I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck right now and then not be able to afford to retire. So,
Yeah.
so just trying to be smart.
I've enjoyed our chat. You guys are a couple of Ewoks.
It's time to go to hockey practice for me. I don't even know what that
He
is.
didn't even know what a freaking Ewok was.
Someone did bring me a shirt the other day at our party. It said #Little Ewok on it. I wore it all night. It said if anyone's got Robert G's number, let's FaceTime him. And no one did.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
That's it. Awkward ending. Awkward endings and all. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. Have a great week. Enjoy being, and as always, Bob Cobb, take it away.
Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe because Bob Cobb of the Bassmasters told you to. You hear?